What turns you on more, a coat hanger or a magnet?
The scrolls contain the vast
Like in the Dark World, all women give it up for a magnet. He's like, damn it, I used it on the ring toss.
No.
Classic Mike Dawson hubris.
Oh boy.
The sword is a powerful weapon against injustice and fear.
It is also a sword.
But against evil, it is invincible.
But the ancients took it.
Why do you say that everything is now
because
gone?
the ancients took it.
The ancients have taken over.
What did I
world.
say?
They have
like a
outlawed
theme.
our religion and imprisoned spiritual leaders. Such
Mike,
as
why don't you just read the book over your right and leave us alone?
You're a spiritual
I can only read as far as the title.
I was the High Priestess. I conveyed the wisdom of the Keepers to all Dark Worlders who worship the Tribe.
All the Dark Worlders would just stand under us and look up,
The
though.
ancients to instruct
They were perverts. No wonder they were so easily taken over.
Why are you helping me if you are forbidden to do so?
Mike, we're not even wearing
Just
bras.
because
What do we have to lose?
no longer
Can I have what's behind
It
half-naked
is my
lady number
destiny
1,
to
please?
teach. It is your destiny to learn and act upon that knowledge.
The one on the left's like, what am I, chopped liver? Come on.
You know, of all the things to associate Mike Dawson with, destiny is not one of them.
I am imprisoned here in a confinement beam.
Confinement beam, not pictured.
The confinement beam is the equivalent of an old television set.
Hey, you're drawing me to Photoshop HR Giger. I can't draw some confinement beam
Some of you
thing.
were held under house arrest? I expected worse from the ancients.
We expected better from you, Mike.
The ancients had their minions install power locks all over the
Oh
area.
god, sure they
Machines
did.
in the power
course.
center direct energy to various sections of the city to split us up and discourage
Blah,
rebellion.
blah, blah. Oh, how are there 3 more questions?
Tell me about the Dark World.
The Dark
Mike Dawson
World
has a
exists
notepad that he writes
alongside
every
your
single
own
possible
world
conversation
ever since
starter
time
on.
began.
That's why it
you-
takes so long to choose.
Along with your
What can you tell me about the
counterpart,
Dark World, which I am
negative
currently
image,
in and
your
seeing?
world.
Are there any cool tourist parts in the Dark World?
Why do you say that this place is a negative image of my world?
Because here you're the coolest person
Here
alive.
what you would consider to be the dark side of yourselves. What seems to be madness to you, we consider sane. What you perceive as pain, we feel
In
as
here,
pleasure.
you're still pretty bad at the red cross, though.
Now I understand why there are so many evil creatures here.
Does that mean girls will date me in the Dark
Creatures in your
World?
own
No.
world, too.
Sorry,
Do
that's...
not confuse madness with
Alright,
evil.
not that negative,
Most of
Mike.
us want to live
No
in
amount of
peaceful
science fiction can
coexistence
change
with the normal world.
0 times any number is still 0,
Which
Mike.
is the Dark World a counterpart to my own?
People and places in your world have parallels here in the dark world.
I thought we went over this 2 questions ago.
Sometimes the dark world counterparts are missing. Killed by the
AKA,
ancients
we
or
couldn't figure out all that artwork.
Can actions in the Dark World affect the normal world?
Mike, have you never played a video game before?
Sometimes,
Mike, are you
the
familiar with
most
Darkseid
fundamental
1?
correlations are not understood. But yes, many times an action in the dark world causes a
Do you remember
reaction
that
in
thing with the
normal
secret
world
doors?
counterpart. Electromagnetic correlations seem
I
to
wish
be
that dog from
displaced.
Darkseid 1 would just come in and eat him.
What can you tell me about the portals linking our two worlds?
Please shut the fuck up.
Tell me, Queen
Portals
Game
have
Facts.
always been in existence. There are portals all over Earth. It was inevitable that a few humans would
They call her the
visit
keeper
them.
of the facts.
We've had normal world visitors for centuries.
Oh no, more questions!
Dark World
How is this
cross the portal into
possible?
the normal world?
It's not like in the light world he's
No,
like,
but
you
it
know,
is
very
more a matter of
concise.
biology than physics. We would die immediately after crossing the barrier into your world.
Unfortunately, not vice versa.
Unfortunately, that doesn't work on
Humans are more
stupid
adaptable.
people.
Do you know where all the portals are located?
Jesus Christ, what kind of horrible hero
No
are
one
you?
knows where all the portals are. There is one located in
Could
the
you
power
do me a
center
favor
inside
and just
maze.
do everything that
I've
will
heard
complete the
another
game
exists
for
elsewhere
me in
nearby,
my stead?
But the ancients keep its location secret.
No!
Tell me more about the
Damn
ancients.
it.
Tell me about your
The ancients
cheerleader
are alien
choreography in the
beings from
background.
another planet in our universe. They
Tell me if
have
your
defeated
friends
the
are getting
its
bored while I
natural
talk to you.
resources, the life force which sustained them, forcing them to plunder other worlds.
Why would the ancients need to, like, human heads for
Where are the
anything?
ancients now?
The ancients control things telepathically, using their psychically
Because we
evolved
didn't
abilities.
want to animate
They
them.
slumber in their
If they
spaceships
control
hovering
things,
over
wouldn't that be
the power center.
telekinetic?
Few have ever seen
Don't joke, that might be a question.
What do the ancients want?
Sorry.
They're
Or to
evil.
drain the life
Yeah,
force
there
of
you go,
sentient
see.
creatures to sustain
They
them
want to
in their
kill
eternal
everything
slumber.
because they're static
They
evil.
tried to stop them.
They're
Their
chaotic
minds are too
evil.
powerful.
Maybe chaotic neutral.
How did you try to stop
Oh,
them?
What's Mike Dawson in the D&D
A
alignment?
short time ago,
I feel like
they
Mike
staged
Dawson,
an
this is like the
uprising.
closest he's ever gotten to a date, so he's trying to extend it as long as possible. Ugh. Ooh.
What happened to
Tell
them?
me more about the rebellion,
It was crushed
gray
by the
eyes.
ancients. You see, Michael, you are our only...
Man, if only I had that phallic appendage biomechanical thing.
I'll be back.
You know who I am?
This is the greatest day of my life.
Of course, Michael. The story of your
We all laugh at your photos on Facebook, Michael.
Okay, I'm sorry. The first battle? I think battle is a little strong here.
So you see,
That's what Darkseid 1 was?
That was apparently what it was. You mean when I threw a stick at a dog and smashed a mirror? My great war I waged.
What do you think of how I enter my house?
Remember how I gave that lawyer's business card to the cop and stole his gun?
Remember when I saw a pillar and said it was a pillar?
Do you know where the Keeper of the Scrolls is in prison?
Remember crazy old man Tuttle?
She is being held captive in the prison compound at the ancient tower.
God almighty, she's being held captive in the prison.
Be warned that the biomechanoids guarding the prison will not be reluctant to kill organics like yourself.
Yeah, you just have to answer cheap riddles is all.
I have many more questions to ask.
No, we're not shocked.
I am afraid I have nothing more to tell you.
Thank you.
Now she loses her patience.
She's my favorite character in the whole game.
One last
No, she said no.
Can you tell me whether it is day or night?
Such temporal concepts only matter to soldiers such as the Dreketh Guard, or to biomechanical sentries.
Or
I'm
biomechanical
sorry, that is an
appendages.
issue that is beyond the boundaries of my thoughts.
You don't know if it's day or night. That's the...
Yeah.
Well, time to leave.
I need the cliff notes of that conversation.
Okay, so to the right would be Rita's house, which is guarded by the
Just
deputy.
jump,
Seriously.
please.
Just, you know what?
I mean, your feet are halfway hanging off of that thing.
Just go.
Just
Just go. End it. You don't deserve the lift. Come on, you're not even standing on the catwalk correctly.
Do it. Just take that leap.
You're really just standing in
One
thin
more
air.
step.
They didn't even put the sprite
That's
in
all
the
you
right
need to
place.
do is just advance. One more
Come
pace.
on.
That's all
Clo-
you need. Just do it.
That was seriously
Just-
the closest you're getting to pussy, and it was alien
Just
pussy. Okay?
Maybe the lady will just give him a nice gentle shove.
Frankly, Rita's better off dead than dating you.
Poke him in the back with a biomechanical appendage.
Do you hear that? There's a pterodactyl screaming. It doesn't like you either.
Yeah, that's probably cause enough to jump and get away from. Oh, you missed, pal.
I can't believe it. Whoa. Hey, this is where Rita was outside the party. Does that mean the party was at her house?
There's a guard in front of that building.
Alright.
This looks like some kind of crime scene.
What?
What?
How?
Based on what?
Well,
We have very elaborate crime tape in the Dark World.
yes, now you consider it now.
Aww.
What?
What? Even the players trying to force the game to no
Through
avail.
creative editing.
This biomechanoid looks like Ick and Uck's long-lost brother.
Guck? Muck?
Hello. I'm making Nook's long-lost brother.
Oh.
You resemble some friends of mine. I bet you can tell me if it is day or
Oh,
night.
Light Worlder, you have no friends.
It is not my business to know.
I have important news to give to the ancients from Ick and Uck, but I can't tell if they are truthful.
Ick always tells the truth during the day, but lies at night. Uck lies during the day, but tells the truth at night. Now go away.
Nice
Great.
and succinct, thank you.
Cool. Alright, well,
Good.
let's go in Rita's house.
Sure. But-
Can you help me?
He said
I think I'm
go
lost.
take the
Shoot
social
him.
cue,
Shoot him.
Dawson.
Walk elsewhere, organic form. You do not belong
Shoot
here.
him. Shoot him.
Is he wearing sunglasses?
Are you one of the Dreketh Guard?
Sure, because it's day. We'll just
Pardon
say
me.
something.
I'm
Just
simply a
shoot him.
biomechanoid, pulled off the assembly line for sentry duty.
Are you an
Why are you
actual
guarding
voice
this
actor or
building?
just one of the programmers?
It is the house of the High Priestess. It has been deemed off limits to all
Do you
personnel.
think I have a shot with those women to the left?
Why
My
is the
God,
house of
no.
the High Priestess off limits?
Oh, the
I presume that the
priestess.
ancients believed that it still contains secrets hidden away. Secrets that might undermine their authority.
Lord Thortar.
I'm sorry to have bothered you. I'll leave immediately.
Immediately.
You fuck. What?
These must be the controls for the power door.
Wasn't he guarding that? What kind of horrible crime scene is this?
Take my word for it that I'm looking at
What
controls,
are you
by
up
the way.
to?
I'm sorry to have bothered you. I'll leave immediately.
You just said that.
But you're not leaving. You are bothering me, organic one. Alright. Now what?
And
Don't
the
just-
lonely clatter of Mike Dawson's footsteps leaves a gaping hole in my heart.
Oh god, I was so worried he was gonna go back in for a second.
For sloppy seconds.
Speaking of sloppy, look at this game.
Yeah, here's that shop class mistake again. I tried to make a table, but here it is.
But it was really just garbage I dumped out.
There's something oppressive and frightening about this building, but the architecture is spectacular. It must be a governmental center.
Sorry, what?
The aesthetics are just fabulous.
So this is Sheriff, Court, and Morgue that we're walking by.
Wow. Both of them?
Yeah. I don't think you can walk to the right, so...
Well.
No, well.
Left
This
and right.
is Sheriff.
This place looks strangely familiar.
Damn it, Dawson, why am I
It
hanging on
reminds me
this
of the
thing?
police station from my first visit to the Dark
David
World.
Dawson, I'm on
I
dry
better watch my
cleaning.
step in here.
So that guy in the background could shoot you if you try to grab the thing. The sword, I think? Or the light.
What?
I still have the scars from my first encounter with the troopers of the Dreketh Guard.
What?
You
They're
do.
cold as steel and cruelly logical.
Wait, what scars? What are you talking about? They threw you in a jail.
Excuse me,
I
sir.
hate you.
Do you know what we did to the last organic who asked to be excused? We gutted him and threw him into the maze. Just like we did to that keeper worm. Now go!
Just go, Mike. You're a wimp.
Hey, I need some questions answered.
Yeah, that's not doing
By
it.
order of the ancients, there can be no questions answered without proper data card identification.
God almighty.
I'm Professor Mike Dawson. Maybe those credentials will help.
Not without proper authorization.
You ever hear of Dark
That's your
UCLA?
lantern over there, but it's going over to the
I
Hall of
teach
Justice
evil
after
game
we finish
design.
examining it. You'll have to go next door and take the matter up with one of the justices.
Wait a minute. You made Dark Seed 1? In here, that's like the best game
I
ever.
left my data card at home.
Didn't you read your manual, fool? Privileged workers are supposed to carry their data cards at all times.
Please don't ask him a million
I
questions.
suggest that you run home and get it before someone less charitable than me decides to vaporize you.
You know you're hanging off a pole, right?
I noticed that all the jail cells are empty.
Yes, all our political
What jail
prisoners
cells?
have been transferred to the power center.
Do you see any jail cells?
Now,
I'm just
get
using
yourself to where you
my
have to
imagination.
be.
Oh. You know, I will say the architecture here is actually stunning.
The glow from this lantern
designed
gives
it
me
myself,
a clarity I
Dawson.
haven't felt since I don't know when.
That's a
Could this be
lantern?
the light of truth?
That's
Sure.
my lantern, Dawson.
I'd appreciate if you don't steal things that come out of my
Don't touch it.
beautiful home.
That's evidence.
Well,
Just push a button, make them slide over.
Unless you want to enjoy my hospitality for the rest of eternity, stay away from there.
this is like the least threatening thing ever next to Mike Dawson himself.
That's the equivalent of, I have half a mind to toss you in jail now, Dawson.
I'd follow you if I weren't attached to a pole. Now for the Dark World.
Now let me slide on over to the building you're entering.
What's that
Oh.
odor? It smells like dirt,
That's
but it's
you!
very faint. It reminds me of when I helped to lower my father's casket into his grave.
Excuse me?
What?
That was out of nowhere.
Dawson, there's a reason you don't have friends.
These Dark Worlders seem to enjoy their tortures.
I think this is the morgue. Wait, wasn't the sheriff's on the right and the morgue on the left?
Who am I to disturb these
Sheriff was
people
on-
in their blissful misery?
Right.
Yeah, okay, so that was actually Dark Larson. Then, I think.
Oh.
These must be the controls for the power
And that's
Those
door.
are ruined.
And that's the sheriff there, the baby.
Damn it, Dawson,
An
I'm
electronic
busy.
lock on this door.
Could you come back
Open
later
it.
when I'm not having me time?
Doc Larson does an excellent impression of me, by the way.
This is what happens when Doc Larson hypnotizes me.
Now for the court, which you can't enter in the light world ever. That's a locker on the right, and the judge is that conehead guy. Whoop.
You, Minen, have been charged with conspiring in a rebellion against the ancients.
Hold it! Dun, 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 dun,
How
dun,
do you
dun.
plead?
I am innocent, dispassionate one.
In the
This is
interest
the-
of
he's got a note
expediting
card.
matters, we
Did you see
shall enter
that?
a plea
Yes.
of guilty and issue a
Is he wearing a
summary
dunce
judgment.
hat?
Because of your years of faithful service as a privileged
Unfortunately,
worker,
you
I shall
made
be
Dog Seed
merciful.
2 executed.
Instead of suffering public humiliation like the leader of your rebellion, you are hereby sentenced to death.
Goodbye,
God,
Smeagol.
Oh,
Thank God
you,
I'm out of this
dispassionate
game.
One. You are kind and just.
He is happy to be out of here. Someone just make that sound with their mouth.
Can we have a more menacing sound effect when I hand out my death sentence, please?